yourself.
Hey, everybody. It's another episode of Go Flix Yourself. My name is Ben Conowitz, and with me, as always, is the Triceratops to my T-Rex, Bradford Oman.
Hey, that's me. Horny as always.
Okay, that's...
3 horns.
Again,
coming at you.
Not really what...
Pow, pow, pow.
Not what we wanted. Let's start. You want to start over?
These are the Triceratops horns.
Okay. And also, we've got the Brachiosaur.
I've never been more turned on in my life. Hi, Brad. How are you?
Laux. How are you, buddy?
Didn't they discover that the Brachiosaurus wasn't like a real thing and it was just a...
They're discovering that
like a brontosaurus?
all the
so you just
time.
real slap in the face to Nate over there saying it doesn't exist.
And
I exist.
Special guest, Velociraptor himself, Cory J.
Velociraptor. Wow. Thanks, buddy.
Can you do
How
the
are
cough?
you,
The Velociraptor cough?
I don't know.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, sorry.
That's fun for the listener, by the way.
actually
Coughing into the mic.
charcuterie.
That's great. Well, hey, guys, I don't know if you know this, but this is a movie podcast where we talk about, the latest movies.
Since when?
Since Tuesday. The latest movies that we've seen, a couple of trailers.
Whenever Ben decides to watch the movies he's supposed to watch.
I have a problem. Peanut Gallery.
Yeah, no, we know.
We got some Peanut Gallery today. My friend Cory owns a gutter company in Minnesota, and his general manager and one of his sales manager and also is in town. One's from Wisconsin. One's from is it Iowa? Iowa. And they're here as Peanut Gallery. So Jonah and Cody, nice to see you. Thanks for being here, boys. But Cory, thanks for flying in literally to O'Hare Airport and driving to LaPorte, Indiana.
Just for this podcast.
I actually came for the podcast. I'm super excited. You guys know how much I love movies.
Yeah, Cory does not watch a lot of films.
Thank you so much.
So it's going to be a great episode.
This is going to be really good for me.
You might actually win at
the
a game.
first time.
Yeah, you could win at a game. Thanks for being here, everybody. And also Peanut Gallery Bailey is down here as well. So thank you very much for being here, Bailey. But let's start off with Brad. What's the last movie you think I saw?
Gosh.
Actually, no. We have to do sponsors. You almost forgot.
You almost forgot. I was just
moving into it.
I wanted to see what happened. And
Who is sponsoring this show?
Well, Ben, it's the holiday season. And I know. Everybody back. Everybody down.
Okay. We have 1 hour. We have 1 hour.
Who said we have 1 hour?
Me.
Since when do we have 1 hour?
Let's go.
What do you have to do? You have to be somewhere?
You're going to go to bed.
It's 8 o'clock at night, Grandpa.
It's like...
coming down the chimney now.
Ben, I know how much you love sipping down a nice hot mug of hot cocoa.
Oh.
Just chugging along, having a nice sip of warm chocolate. And so I brought you a treat today.
Ben actually pronounces it chocolat.
Oh, hot chocolat.
Hot chocolate.
He's fancy.
Pepperidge Farm remembers that you like hot chocolate. And I brought you this new flavor of Milano cookie, hazelnut hot cocoa, Ben. So go ahead and grab yourself a nice cookie out of there.
Thank you, John. I appreciate that.
Nate, give yourself a crunch out of that one too. He's gonna pass it down.
Also, don't bite again. Don't bite into the microphone.
No. Nate, you do what you want to do, and don't let anyone tell you how to live your life otherwise. Okay? Yeah, pass them around. Everyone gets a nice hazelnut hot cocoa cookie.
This honestly tastes amazing because this is the first time, by the way, I've said that something tastes amazing. This is like a Keebler Elf cookie.
Well, that's not degrade Pepperidge Farm by going down to Keebler. Keebler's good, but Pepperidge Farm is like another level.
Those are like the higher.
I've never had one.
You never had a Milano cookie before?
No.
Wow, these are
my word.
So they have like tons of flavors.
This is my wife and daughter's favorite cookie. I have to buy them every time I'm at
they're
the
amazing.
store. These are very
Those
good.
are really good.
Yeah, so they have regular
This is the
flavors.
first thing you've ever brought that's good.
That's
Honestly,
not true.
It's the very first thing.
It's the first thing in a long time. So they have like regular milk chocolate. They have mint chocolate. They have an orange chocolate one. They do some hot cocoa ones around the holidays.
So for the listener, we normally do this at the end, but Brad has Look at Brad's Junk Look at Brad's Junk on Instagram.
Yeah,
and he gets he really does go over like junk food and sodas,
different snacks, cookies, fast food, soft drinks,
and he always brings something to the show to sponsor. So Pepperidge Farms, again, thank you so much for writing the check.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Thank you for remembering to write the check to sponsor this show.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a secondary sponsor, which would be Advantage Seamless Gutters from Brainerd, Minnesota, and beyond.
Thanks so much for getting the S in there this time, Ben. I'm so proud of you.
Well, it's weird because I own LaPorte Seamless Gutter, and they are Advantage Seamless Gutters.
Yeah, you guys only do one gutter.
Yeah,
we do more than one
gutter.
It can be a plural though. Gutter,
one gutter per house.
It's not. No, it's not. It's not like.
It's a thanks,
no,
guys.
you can't do that.
Pick the one run of gutter. That's all you get.
Yeah, it's not. It's not like mousse.
It kind of is though,
No,
because you can gutter an entire house. Like I'm gonna put gutter on the house.
no.
Or you could do all the
Or you
gutters.
could say I'm putting gutters on a house.
Yeah,
Doing all
multiple,
the
because there's pieces and they come together to form a gutter system.
Ben's like,
You're,
I am
you're
the
all
one.
you are all wrong.
He gave me a point. Like he's got it there. That's what he says.
No, Jonah is wrong. Jonah is wrong.
Hey, there's 4 gutter people in here. 3 of them say you're wrong.
Yeah, because their fucking company has an S on the end of it, so of course they're gonna say I'm wrong.
3 out of 4 gutter people say Ben Conowitz is bad.
And 9 out of 10 dentists.
And honestly, and I trust the dentist more, honestly. Fuck all of you. No, Cory, you're allowed to laugh into the microphone. You can laugh into the mic. It's fine.
No, but
Well,
not,
it's a
not when
coughing
Ben
and
says
eating
funny things,
show,
though.
so it's good.
Yeah, not when I say funny things.
So Milano hazelnut hot cocoa cookies, they're delicious.
And go to AdvantageSeamlessGutters.com or something. So
And what is
anyway,
your website?
Nailed it.
What is it? What is it?
AdvantageSeamlessGutters.com.
Yeah, honestly, if
World's
you're
longest.
listening from Minnesota or Iowa or Wisconsin, just fucking give them a call.
Are you guys thinking about expanding into Indiana?
No, they're not.
We're
Nate, they're not.
Is that what you're here? Is this
Coming
an
soon to
exploratory-
Laporte.
It's a hostile
Wait a
acquisition.
minute. Honestly, we talked about that today. Wait, why are you here again? Like, you guys are 5 times my size. Why are you coming to the little guy?
It'd be a shame if something happened to your gutter business.
It was pretty menacing when he showed up with 2 unexpected guests. It was like, it's just Cory, right? And he's like, nope.
Bringing the team, bro. Bringing
And
the team.
wait, is one of them your cousins?
This guy's my cousin. Yeah,
exactly. So he's
Yeah.
bringing
Family.
his cousin.
It's a family.
It's the family.
Sal.
And also,
Cousin
Jonah,
Sal is here.
Jonah looks
Familia.
like he's buried a body before. I'm not going to lie.
Jonah has buried a lot of bodies. He's from Wisconsin, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, seriously. It's the land of dairy.
Yeah, Fargo style.
No, they just drink a lot. It's not. It's fine.
It's just a lot of beer.
There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. But Brad, now we can move on.
Nate, what's the last movie you saw, buddy?
Come on! I literally set that up for you. You know what? Fine, Nate. What's the last movie you saw?
I've actually seen a lot of stuff this week. I got some good time to watch some, with the holiday. We had Thanksgiving, these
Of course,
kind of things.
of course.
I wanted to talk a couple before I get into my assigned show. A couple things that we've talked about on this podcast before because I did end up watching them. First thing is a TV show, but we did talk about it, and I want to talk about this because Brad gave it a bunch of crap. And I watched the Wednesday Netflix show, and it was great.
No,
you were wrong. You're wrong.
I have heard from the one person on Slash Film staff who watched the show that it is not very good.
They're wrong again. Slash Film is wrong.
No.
All right.
I've heard that the school thing makes it just seem like it's just a terrible Harry Potter facade.
No, stop it. It's fun.
Nate, you're very forgiving of kids programming because you have
I very
kids.
much am because I got to watch it with my daughter, and
Yeah,
like, there's
and you
very
don't
few
have to do that.
But I got to watch a couple other things. I got to watch Spirited, which is the
Studio
Will
Ghibli
Ferrell
movie.
and Ryan Reynolds film based on the Christmas Carol.
Mhm.
And the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, which again I think we watched on this as well. The trailer, didn't
We did.
It is out. I
So
need to see that.
it was a lot of fun. That was actually a ton of fun. And
All right,
you,
so-
I think, gave it a lot of crap. Again,
Well, I didn't give it a lot of crap.
You did.
You
You
did.
did.
You did.
You gave it a lot
You
of
did. You
crap.
gave
And you're
it
like,
shit.
this is going to be as bad as Star Wars Christmas special.
What?
Those are actually verbatim. That's
No,
you
no.
said.
What I said was actually is that James Gunn does like the Star Wars Holiday Special, and so he would bring a certain like cheese factor to it, and like it has charm. I like it. I think that it's maybe it wasn't quite as emotionally resonant as
Here we go.
I would have preferred, and it feels a little bit.
Oh,
it feels a little
The
bit.
40-minute special isn't as emotionally resonant.
It feels a little bit cheap, and that's because it is. You know, it's cheaper than your typical Marvel movie, but like I feel
special.
I know, but I feel like you can see it in the production value, and like it just kind of takes you out of it a little bit. And even though I think the biggest problem it has is that the Guardians of the Galaxy works so well because it has this big ensemble, and they all work together very well. Because this is so squarely focused on Drax,
Kevin Bacon.
on Drax and
it is.
Mantis doing like their own thing, and
I loved it.
Going to get Kevin Bacon. It doesn't feel like the dynamic is there quite as well as the movies.
This
And
is
so-
my favorite thing though. Brad sets the bar really low. I go in with very low expectations. I end up loving it, and I'm like, "Oh, cool, he was wrong." It happens all the time.
And I'm just easy to please. I like everything. So, but here's the thing: is Drax and Mantis haven't been featured a lot, right? In any
For
of the
sure.
films. So it was fun to see them get a 40-minute special.
No,
essentially.
I agree. It's fun.
And
It's,
Mantis was great.
it's charming.
She was
I
wonderful.
don't dislike it. I was just hoping for a little bit more because of how much I love James Gunn and what he does with the Guardians movies, and especially what he did with Peacemaker. You love Peacemaker just as much as I do.
That's a
And
great
so
show.
I was expecting a little bit more. I didn't hate it by any means. I enjoyed it for what it was. I was hoping for just a little something with a little bit more.
So for those of you that don't know, we do assign each other a movie
Yep.
every single week, and sometimes some of us forget to watch that movie.
I did watch mine though.
It's no fault of theirs.
Mm,
It is
interesting.
Both other co-hosts, no matter what, always support and understand that some people have a busy life and they maybe can't fit in the movie. And so then the next week they try to play catch up and watch the movie again.
I'm 90% sure that Nate is always busier than you because he has 3 children and he runs a church and a charity and is always running around town. You play video games. You answer the phone at the gutter company for like
He
a couple
answers the
hours.
phone?
I don't answer the phone.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, he does not answer. He doesn't even do that.
There's no way he answers.
Let me rephrase. He answers his phone when he gets a call that says, "Hey, come to the
No,
arcade."
he doesn't. He was napping when I called him, but he does not answer. his
Oh well,
phone.
that's a whole other thing.
Jesus Christ. You were my my friend.
I don't know these other guys, but you're not that busy. I've spent a couple days with him now.
My
And
God.
the third business is called Chuck It. It's not called Bennett. So
Moving on.
Hey, can I at least talk about the movie you assigned me?
So I was just trying. All I was trying to do
Why
is
don't you let me talk about this?
all I was trying to do was introduce a segment, but also make myself look really good for being bad in the process.
All right.
Hey
So,
Nate, what'd you watch, buddy?
I watched a movie called About a Boy. It is a movie from 2002. So, again, if you've listened to the podcast last week, you know that we're assigning each other holiday movies now. So, this isn't a typical holiday movie because, again, it's
Right.
not like
It's not a full-on Christmas movie.
it's not a Christmas movie, but there is certainly a Christmas element there. So, Hugh Grant is in it, a younger Hugh Grant, probably 3 years after Love Actually. When was Love Actually?
No, Love Actually it was around the same time because it was.
Okay.
I think Love Actually was 2003.
It was interesting though because Hugh Grant in Love Actually is very different than Hugh Grant in About a Boy, right? This is a little more depressing.
Yeah, he's a bit of a jerk.
A little bit more of a jerk, a little bit more of a
How much stammering is there? But
not nearly as much. That was the thing. That was the weird thing is there wasn't as much stammering for Hugh Grant, and that's why it almost took me out because.
This isn't your typical
It wasn't typical
like
Hugh
charmingly befuddled Hugh Grant. He's kind of cocky and
Playboy
yeah.
a little bit. Like it was, I liked it. I liked the film quite a bit actually. It took me the hardest thing for me was to get used to the Hugh Grant that was in that film because it was not a typical Hugh Grant. Also in there is Nicholas Hoult, who
Very
is-
young Nicholas Hoult.
he plays the boy.
He
does.
does.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you tried to make a joke, but he plays the young boy in the movie.
Shit.
He does.
And technically, Hugh Grant also plays the boy. There's layers.
And he does great. I didn't know he was a kid actor. Like I didn't know that was a thing. And he was
Nicholas Hoult, for those of you that don't know, is Beast in the new X-Men.
Most importantly, he's in The Great, which is a fantastic series.
Okay, fine.
On Hulu.
On Hulu.
Fine. He also
and
plays.
he acts the crap out of that show. He is so good.
He's in Mad Max Fury Road as the main guy that like paints his
but
face with
that's
silver
not-
paint.
He's one of the war boys.
Yeah.
But here, I got a little game for us. Okay, not the game for this show, but I got a little trivia game for you because I like trivia.
All right, this is a little unexpected. We normally say.
Yeah, I'm going to segue here. So part of the film here is that Hugh Grant's character is kind of a playboy, doesn't do much. He's living off royalties from a Christmas song his father wrote, right? There's the Christmas element that Brad had. And I wanted to quiz you guys on something, 2 different questions. Firstly, I want you to tell me how much you think a certain Christmas song estimated makes a year in royalties is the first part. And then we're going to go the top 5 royalty getters of all time for Christmas songs. Because I thought that's weird. That's a lot. Because this guy, apparently Hugh Grant's dad in this film, had written a Christmas song, and he just essentially lives on royalties of this Christmas
and
song.
doesn't do. He's not like scrimping by in this movie.
I mean, it doesn't. He's not
Not rich, but he's
not living like
able
lifestyles
to,
of
but
rich and famous.
He's
but yes.
able to afford
he's
his
fine.
life.
And you would be based on the data. All right?
Gotcha. Okay.
So, all right, let's go with top earning Christmas songs, yearly royalties. This is based on, I think, 2018, 19 data, so it might be a little more now. All right, the number 5 song, the 5th best song that gets the most royalties a year is Band-Aid's Do They Know It's Christmas? How much a year do you think that song nets them? Again, remember, it's only about a month and a half a year.
Is it, do they know it's Christmas?
After
I'm gonna say 5 million.
I'm gonna say 500,000.
3 million.
130,000.
That's it.
Okay. All right. So that sets the stage.
Yep. So that's going to set the stage for you.
per year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
Those
just
are
off of
number five.
royalties.
And that's
Again,
number
they-
5.
They wrote
Number
that
five.
song. They're just getting $130,000 a year. Off
Yeah.
of just that
So
song.
Hugh
On a
Grant,
pretty bad song,
Hugh
too.
Grant's living on 130 grand a year.
Unless his dad wrote an even more popular song. So fourthly, Wham! Last Christmas. Ben, sing it for us.
Last Christmas I gave you my heart.
Perfect.
Something.
How much do you think that makes a year?
250.
300,000.
180.
500,000.
Fuck.
About half a
okay,
million
okay.
dollars a year.
Big jump. Big jump.
Big
Yep,
jump.
Big jump.
Yep. Number 3, Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is Ben."
2 million.
2.2 million.
Yeah, because you read the article, I'm sure.
I don't know.
$1. No, just kidding.
3.8.
600,000.
Oh man, not a big jump
But
there.
here,
Suck at this
Mariah
game.
Carey
Yeah, we're
actually
really
has a
bad,
couple
actually.
songs. I
That was
think,
a real.
on
That was a
Christmas.
trick.
Yeah, because you go from
Jump
100
400,000.
Yeah, 100,000 to 500, and then 500 to 6.
And then you give us Mariah Carey.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
like,
Number
really?
Wait, number 2.
That's not Wham.
Number 2, The Pogues, "Fairy Tale of New York." Great song, by the way.
Hey, sing it for us, Nate.
Yeah. What the hell is that song?
I can't even sing it for you, but it's a great song. It was in
Cool.
It was just in a film I watched actually. And I
Was it
can't
about
remember.
a boy?
No.
Okay.
But it was written in 1987. How much do you think this makes? And I'm gonna guess this makes a lot of money because it's played in Europe more than here.
Okay,
It's
fine.
it's
$1
the Pogues.
million,
It's gonna be European.
$1 million, Bob. Don't say it yet. They knew 2 more. You were about to say it, weren't you?
1.1 million.
650,000.
You were very close, 630,000.
Oh.
And then Slade, "Merry Christmas, Everybody." Never heard of this song. I listened to this song.
What is
I've
this?
never heard of this song. And this is the number 1 royalties getter. Huge in England, apparently.
Okay.
Huge.
What's the
Okay.
song?
Or 750.
751.
1 million.
840,000.
Aha.
Okay, so that gives you a kind of an indication of what
Sure.
the potential. Now let's do top 5 of all time. How much these songs have netted these artists?
Just
okay?
like from the
from the
beginning
get go.
to now.
And obviously, there's songs that are written in 1950, and then songs that are written in 1990. So maybe the song in 1990 didn't make as much as 1950. The other thing. So number 5, Paul McCartney, "Wonderful Christmas Time," written in 1979. How much do you think that song has netted Paul McCartney?
Ooh. Let's say
Just that song.
$54 million.
23 million.
Good guess.
4 million.
$40 million. Paul McCartney has made $40 million just off of that
But,
song.
okay, so I don't understand that.
Because it's been out since 1970.
I get it,
whatever.
but in 2018 or whatever, the 5th most popular of all time made 100,000.
You got to understand,
so for
though,
40 years, that'd be
when
4
Mariah
million.
Carey released "All I Want for Christmas," I'm sure the first 3 years she made even more money.
I wasn't
right?
thinking about
Yeah.
that. I thought you meant just out of royalties.
Let me tell you what
Yes.
the title of the list was. Top earning Christmas songs of all time.
So it's not just after the first year it was released and only the royalties. It's literally what it made in album sales the first year plus royalties.
Everything that song
Yeah.
has made the artist.
I thought you said it was just every Christmas.
These are
I'm
Christmas
right.
songs.
This is a movie podcast.
These are Christmas songs. I don't understand how you guys aren't getting this. These are Christmas songs. So, of course, they're only making that money around Christmas.
No, but I thought you were saying that that's how much they make every year.
That was the first one. I'm talking about
Okay.
now.
Oh yeah. So that's what I'm saying. The first one,
Right.
she makes 600,000 or
have to be
whatever
this hard.
each year.
I totally get it, but now with
Why
this,
are we doing this?
this round though? It does include
Right.
the original
Yes.
album.
Yes.
sales,
That's
This
which
correct.
doesn't have to be
is
this hard. This
fine.
was very self-explanatory. Mel Torme, number 4, the Christmas song, written in 1944. We've got a lot more time here. So how much do you
a
think
dollar. Move on.
How many more songs do we have to do?
We just got a couple more. Go.
4 million.
$7.
The number 4, if it's higher than McCartney, it's got to be 45 million.
Ben, you are absolutely correct. $45 million. What do you think is the
proud of you.
number 1 song that has made the
Mariah
most
Carey.
money?
Mariah Carey, "All I Want for Christmas Is You." It has to be.
It is not.
What?
That is the
I'm gonna
number
say-
2 song.
I'm gonna say White Christmas.
1940 has made $65 million.
Wow.
All that to say, Hugh Grant's dad wrote a Christmas song, and Hugh Grant lives on the, and that's what the movie's about.
So do you like that movie, Nate?
I do. I did like that movie. It was very good. I like I said though, I had a hard time because it wasn't the Hugh Grant. The kind of it's odd because I don't even know how to communicate like what Hugh Grant typically is. He is a little bumbling, a little befuddled. I also learned that Brad Pitt turned down that role, actually.
Oh, that would have been a way worse movie.
Yeah, it would have been, actually. So the other thing I knew about Nick Hornby, who wrote the book that this is based off of, is he has these Ben Folds collaborations. Have you heard any of those?
Yeah,
they're really great. But well worth watching. I wouldn't watch it thinking you're watching a Christmas movie because again, that's a kind of a secondary. And
honestly,
part of this film.
It was hard to.
It's depressing at times, honestly.
For sure.
It's kind of a love story as well.
It's hard to find Christmas movies you haven't seen. I thought this would be a good one.
The movie though is really about Hugh Grant's character.
It's about a boy.
Nicholas Holt's character and their relationship. Hugh Grant is kind of a, again, he fakes that he has a son. He doesn't have a son just to try to attract women, these kind of things. Nicholas Holt's character, is growing up in a very problematic, he's a single child growing up with a problematic mother who is suicidal. And it's about their relationship, essentially. Yeah. So
everyone does a bit of growing up.
Yep.
All right, Brad, what about you? What'd you watch, buddy?
Well, Ben was kind enough to assign a movie featuring another problematic figure. Last episode, we had a movie from writer Max Landis, a top A
he
filmmaker.
loves Max Landis so much.
And this episode, we get to talk about a Mel Gibson movie.
Another guy he loves so much.
Just an upstanding citizen of the world. A lot of great perspectives on society. Anyway, this movie is a Christmas movie. It's called Fat Man, and it is a gritty, grounded action thriller take on Santa Claus, where Mel Gibson plays Santa Claus, and it's a very realistic take on what Santa Claus would be if he existed in the real world. He's this guy who lives up in Canada in this secluded area with his wife, who coincidentally they made Mrs. Claus black, which I feel like was a way of trying to tell people, hey guys, Mel Gibson's not all bad. Look, Mrs. Claus is black in this movie. Anyway, the whole movie is about Walton Goggins, who is an assassin, and he's pissed off because when he was a kid, he apparently didn't get what he wanted for Christmas. And so he's been finding all of these toys that have been legitimately made by Santa's workshop. And he has this collection that's like an obsessive art gallery almost. And he's been trying to track down Santa Claus. And then there's also this kid who is this stuffy, rich, entitled brat who always gets what he wants. And he constantly hires Walton Goggins as a hitman to do his bidding, if things don't go his way. Like when a girl wins the science fair project, instead of him, he hires Walton Goggins to threaten her and give the prize back so that he'll win. And so when he gets a piece of coal on Christmas, he asked Walton Goggins to take out Santa Claus. And so there's this big lead up to him trying to find Santa and everything. And I like the concept of this movie. I wish it was a little more stylized so that it was a little more heightened, because the grounded aspect didn't quite work as well for me. On top of that, it's a little hard to get into because it is Mel Gibson, and I wish there was somebody else in this part, because I think I would have enjoyed it infinitely more if there was somebody else in that role. And I think that Violent Night coming up with David Harbour will probably fill the void that I wanted this movie to be. So I'm looking forward to that very much. But yeah, I appreciated with what was. I think that if they had a little bit more money thrown at the budget and they were able to do something that felt like it was more, I guess, bombastic, you could say, then I would have appreciated it a bit more. So it was fine.
What else did you watch this week?
I went to go see The Menu in theaters, which is fantastic.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, it's basically
we reviewed that here, I think, right? Or the trailer.
Yeah,
I think we talked about it.
This is it's like a twisted foodie version of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, basically, where a bunch of rich people get invited to this super exclusive restaurant run by Ray Fiennes, and it turns into what is essentially a hostage situation. And it's a lot of dark comedic fun.
Dark fun, right?
A lot of surprises. There are things that I was like, whoa! I was like it gets even more serious than you anticipate. And it's
funny though as well.
Yeah, funny for sure. Tense, suspenseful. Ray Fiennes is great. Nicholas Hoult again does a great job playing this very over-eager guy who's just obsessed with all aspects of upscale food and everything, and just the way he talks, and just a real douchebag, and he's great at it. So yeah, really good. And I also saw The Fabelmans, which is, we also talked about the trailer.
I can't wait to see that.
You have to go see it because it is fantastic, and not enough people are seeing it. It's Steven Spielberg's latest movie. It's essentially an autobiography about his childhood and how he grew to fall in love with filmmaking, but also the drama behind his family. There's actually some real drama there about his parents and their divorce, and a lot of this stuff is what has fueled his movies, as far as like the stuff with daddy issues and things like that, I actually found myself seeing Catch Me If You Can in a whole new light because of the Fabelmans. But yeah, that was actually my question that I had in my brain. Does this paint different movies that he has made differently now because of this movie? A little bit. I think Catch Me If You Can is the one that comes like really close to emulating like this part of his childhood, from being a kid to being a teenager. But there's definitely aspects of it you can see like in his other movies as well.
I mean, we know on this podcast you are an enormous Steven Spielberg
for
fan.
sure.
Do you think that colors this at all for you?
You know, the thing is that there's not a lot of winks and nods to this being about Spielberg. Since it is about Spielberg, there's you do get like get a certain feeling of like it's cool to like know that this is essentially his story. There are a couple kind of like meta references to like his career in a way and whatnot, but it's nothing overwhelmingly nostalgic.
How many times does Jaws show up?
If anything, I think what I appreciate he does is that even though there's a little bit of nostalgia to it, there's also a lot of reflective filmmaking here where he's looking back on stuff very honestly and kind of working through some shit, I think. Like stuff that he hasn't even worked through quite as honestly in any other movies.
If I remember the trailer right, it also looked beautiful. Was it a beautiful film?
Of course, yeah. It's
Spielberg, baby.
Beautifully shot. The performances are amazing too. Paul Dano and Michelle Williams are great,
it's Paul Dano.
Gabriel LaBelle, I think is his name. He's the guy who plays basically young Steven Spielberg, and man, he is incredible in this movie.
All right.
So yeah. See all those.
Yeah, see them all.
See them all.
Ben, what'd you see?
This week, I actually did everything. I watched multiple movies, and I watched the ones I was behind on. I watched 500 Days of Summer, which does not hold up, and I watched.
That's cute that you think that.
It really doesn't, though.
It does.
It doesn't.
It does.
I haven't actually seen it.
It's a little tough to watch these days.
Like 2010.
It really is. It's pretty toxic.
That's the whole idea, though.
No. Like as far as like the gay jokes and the transgender stuff.
That doesn't make the whole movie toxic, though. There's just dated aspects to it, just like there are any movies.
I know, but
you gave me a movie with Mel Gibson in it.
No, I get it, but also you didn't like it, and I didn't like this one because of that. It took me out of it. I couldn't watch it.
Really, it was just too many of those.
Didn't like it.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't like it. For that reason, I get why it was popular at the time. I didn't like it. I just
Isn't it amazing though? In 10 years, how much things have changed?
Yeah, it was constant. It was just so like, oh my god, another. Okay, well, that's a fucking joke you can't make anymore.
Wait, really? I've seen this movie like
I don't remember those.
I've seen this movie several times.
I haven't
like
seen
a lot.
it in 10 plus years. So
it was just a lot. Maybe I'm a snowflake. Maybe I'm a little triggered by stuff like that.
I mean,
these
we
days,
know that for sure.
Yeah, but I just don't.
I don't remember there being a lot of those kinds of jokes in there.
I don't know. Anyway,
what else did you watch?
Long story short, I didn't love it. But then I was supposed to watch Millions, which we went on YouTube, Bailey and I, to search what movie this is because I've never heard of it. And we watched the trailer, and I'm like, this can't be the movie because it's not a Christmas movie. And Brad yelled at me for suggesting Sound of Music, and that's not a Christmas movie. So
it is a Christmas movie.
Well, Nate wouldn't give me not a Christmas movie, but the trailer does not make it out to be a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie.
It kind of is.
It's a Christmas movie.
They're getting ready for a nativity play in a school.
It's a Christmas movie.
Sounds pretty Christmassy to me.
You just said nativity.
I know,
Definitely a Christmas.
Hey, do they do nativity?
They're getting ready to the one thing that Christmas is based around, but I don't see how it's a Christmas movie.
So here's the crazy part to me is that like the exact same reason I say Die Hard is a Christmas movie because it takes place at a holiday party or a Christmas party.
Die Hard
yeah, no one argues against
Brad
you.
doesn't say
I don't at all. That's not even
I
really
think
true.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
No, the only reason I get upset when you talk about it is because you make the same stupid fucking joke every time you talk about it.
It's a Christmas movie because he's saving Holly.
Yep.
Bailey is laughing over my shoulder. Hopefully that picked up on the mic. That means we're made for each other. Anyway.
She's been drinking though too.
Come on. No, anyway. Millions. So it's a story. It's a British movie.
It's a dead mom movie.
And that's I did think about that. You have a dead mom. And what's that?
I've seen this.
Have you seen Millions? Cody has seen
When I was
Millions.
a kid.
Yes. So
It's from 2004.
Is it a Disney film?
No.
No.
It feels like very
It's a Danny
Disney-ish.
Boyle film.
So anyway, it's a story of they are switching over from the British pound to the euro, and so there's a train robbery, and the train robbery goes like this: we're gonna throw bags of money off the train, and then we're gonna have people pick it up, and so they throw the bag of money off the train, and it hits a kid's like little fort, and he finds 300,000 pounds of British pounds, whatever currency. Thank you. And the young boy is like what 8. in the movie. And
He's nine.
And his older brother's like 11 or 12.
Yep.
The older brother wants to spend it on themselves. The younger brother wants to give it to charity. He sees saints, and he's obsessed with saints that have died. And so he literally names the saint, which are real saints.
Yep.
St. Nicholas is in it, so I will give you that. But also there are a bunch of other saints that are in it that have nothing to do with Christmas, by the way. And they are, they're all dead, and they're ghosts, and they have little halos on them, and he comes as visions. They come to him and give him advice about how to spend the money. He's adorable. The kid's amazing.
He's always looking for his mom too.
Yeah, and he's trying. Hey, Saint whatever. Is there a new saint up there named Marjorie or whatever the mom's name was? And they're like, oh, I haven't heard of that one. And it's very cleverly endearing and sad. And so as the movie progresses, the weird thing about the movie is it turns into like the guy that was looking for the bag of money that came off the train, like the bad guy, like really gets in there, and he like threatens the boy in person in his bedroom, and it gets it's PG, but I'm like, this is a little much for a little kid, because if you're watching this as a kid, you're like, wait, a man could be in my house and threaten me? Like it gets aggressive. But overall, I did like it. I just thought this isn't necessarily the Christmas movie that I thought that you were gonna prescribe, let's say.
It is a Christmas movie I watch every year around Christmas because, again, it is a nativity movie. I also think
there's a children's nativity play in it, but it's not necessarily a nativity movie.
No, okay, but they're also dealing with a lot of saints, which is always funny to me, the way in which they portray the saints.
I will defend your suggestion here by saying, if there's a movie that will give you an idea of like the morality around found money that you're trying to give away, what do you do with money that you don't necessarily, you haven't earned, but you don't want to tell anybody about it. He doesn't want to tell his dad. He thinks he'll get in trouble because of the taxes. He just calls it taxes. Well, because of the taxes, you don't want to say anything. So then they stuff mailboxes full of money.
So there's this broader conversation of generosity.
Yeah. And honestly, that part was
like that. Yeah.
I get it why that was really good. It's such a strange recommendation though, because I never even heard of this movie, and we didn't even know that we should be watching that. I was like, I don't know if this is the right one or not.
It was made after Danny Boyle made 28 Days Later. Is that his film? 28 Days.
Is it? Did he make 28 days and weeks, or did he only do weeks?
He did 28 Days Later.
He did weeks for sure, because I saw it on his IMDb.
Okay, no, he did 28 Days Later is the first one. Yep. 28 Weeks Later is the sequel.
And which one did he do? Both of them?
I don't know if
he just did 28 Days Later.
Yeah, he did the first one.
I thought he did the second one.
No, he did. So The Beach, 28 Days Later, Millions, Sunshine, Slumdog Millionaire. And I actually watched this after I watched Slumdog Millionaire. I had not heard of Danny Boyle, and this is back in 2008 when Slumdog Millionaire came out. I thought I really like this guy's style, and I watched this right around Christmas time. And for some reason, every year around Christmas time, I rewatch it. I don't know why I connect it to Christmas, but I just do.
I'm glad he gave it to me. Honestly, it was well worth. I'm glad I saw it. I would have.
It's a well-made film.
I would never have seen this movie if you hadn't recommended it, and that's why I like that we do this. A couple other movies I saw in the meantime. I did see Spirited. Which I really enjoyed.
I liked it
a lot.
Yeah.
It was just fun.
I haven't watched it yet. It sounds like shit though.
Will Ferrell.
I'm just kidding.
Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds really get their dynamic is the thing. Unlike Red Notice with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds, which was a piece of shit. I just didn't like that at all.
That's a really good Christmas movie though.
Like the charisma is what I'm talking about.
The Christmas movie is good. It's good.
Okay.
This was a joke.
Also, I know you guys think I hate musicals. I don't mind musicals whatsoever. I really don't. I just don't love that every
Bailey is going like this.
No. When every single line of dialogue is music, it's hard for me. I just
Hamilton.
I just want.
Did you hate Hamilton?
No, I loved Hamilton.
What about Les Miserables?
Oh my God! I just want there to be a little exposition between. Little Shop of Horrors is another movie we saw last week. Since the last time we recorded, it was awesome. I forgot a lot about that.
Is it first time seeing Little Shop of Horrors?
Since I was a kid. And I forgot about Steve Martin in that movie. Mm-hmm. I just forgot about a lot of things. It was great. But then watching Spirited, they talk a lot in between the songs, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, there's actually not a ton of songs. There's like 6 or 7.
Honestly, most musicals have dialogue between songs. It's very rare that musicals have.
It's just all music all the time, and I don't like it. And then I saw Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and it was beautiful. It was everything you said it was going to be. It's gorgeous. It was wonderful. I loved it so much. It's just 10 out of 10. Go see it.
It is so good.
It
is so good.
But yeah, I watched like so many movies this week.
Yeah,
I did it.
It's about time.
Cory J, a self-proclaimed guy that doesn't watch a lot of movies. What is the last movie that you saw in the theater? Do you remember
in the theater?
In the theater.
I think We talked about this the other day. I think it was probably Elf. So
like legitimately.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I was like,
Was it a
what was I, like,
re-release or was
12?
it?
No, I was probably like 12. I don't go to movie theaters whatsoever.
Because Elf came out in 2003.
So yeah,
Yeah, for our listeners,
I went with my
it's
parents.
That's
been
almost
20
That's
years.
almost 20 years.
So yeah, you would
I
you would
just said I was like 12.
yeah, you would have been
So,
12 or
I don't-
13.
Yeah.
will you fly back here and go with us to the 20-year re-release of Elf in the movie theaters?
Yes.
Of course he will, because Corey is an
Hey,
amazing
Ben,
person.
I would get on a
rent
plane.
out the
I'll
theater.
rent out the theater
Okay.
for you.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
I'm going to watch it at home.
So, but I have. So oddly enough, I've watched a movie recently. It wasn't
Okay.
a great movie.
What'd you watch?
But I love you clearly I love Christmas, right?
You do.
So
Hey!
Again,
I love Christmas.
Nate is famous for his Christmas love of movies
I love
and
Christmas
general
so much.
bullshit.
and
Yeah.
Jesus.
Whatever.
Yeah, but Christmas especially.
Yeah. So I watched one called Noel.
Oh, with Bill Hader.
I have no idea. Yeah,
Well, it's an
that
Anna
sounds
Kendrick
right.
movie. But
Yeah. Whatever.
That has
Yeah.
Bill Hader in it.
So it was on Netflix, but any Christmas movie, I'm like, we're drawn to it. So my wife and I sat down and watched Noel. We've watched a couple Christmas movies recently, but I enjoy Christmas. So
Did you like the movie Noel?
It's good.
it was good. I mean, why is it that like they make out the guy that stole the woman from this girl was engaged, right? Supposed to get married, and the guy steals away the girl, but he's the hero somehow. So that's what I don't understand how like oh, I stole your wife from you. Sorry, but I'm the hero. Why is that the thing in all Hallmark movies, like that type of movie?
Well, because
Like,
wait a minute. Was this?
I don't
It's a
think this
home
is.
movie.
Yeah, I don't think this is the. I don't think this is the movie that we're talking about.
Okay,
I was
we're
just
talking
thinking.
about a different movie. Okay.
I think so. Are you thinking was Robin Williams in this one? that you
No.
watched?
No,
I think that there is a
'Cause there is
a
a
new there's a new Hallmark movie. I
look
think.
it up. You have your phone out. Go ahead. Noel. Could you want me to spell that for you?
I feel. I hope it's called like soul searching, like just like nothing. It's not called that at all.
It's a Noel or something.
I don't know. It's not.
Similar to how I remember people's names.
Yeah. Hey, Bill.
Frank.
It's Ben.
It's
We've
Sam.
met multiple
And you're
times.
sure it was on Netflix?
Yeah. It's the only thing I watched.
Was it the Noel Diary?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a different title.
It's a very different.
Nailed it.
The Noel Diary.
I
Which
got
is,
one word right, so
which
just
is-
calm
which
down.
is-
It's a Netflix movie,
Which is new. I didn't. I
Yeah,
haven't seen
and
this
it's a
one.
movie about an odd couple.
here's
Wait, have you seen this?
So I just watched the trailer because I fell asleep tonight after Nate Bargatze's stand-up special. I passed out, and as I was passing out, and as his special was ending, as I always do, the next trailer came on.
Does Nate Bargatze have a new comedy special?
No, the Tennessee Kid for the
Oh, okay.
27th time. But this trailer started playing, so I opened my eyes. What is this? And I know exactly what this movie is. It's hilarious.
It's
that you
got a
watch this.
71% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, no,
It's not
honestly, it
terrible.
looked pretty good. That's why I actually turned the TV or the laptop screen back on. I was like, oh, actually, this doesn't sound terrible.
I think my mom said that she recently watched this as well.
Did you like it?
I don't remember. Yeah, that's a different movie. That's
So the
called
Noel
Noel.
Diaries.
yeah, it's available on Disney Plus.
Did you like the Noel Diaries?
I did. Yeah.
It's just a single diary.
Well,
It's
just
one
like
diary.
Gutters, there's you
Yeah,
know,
it's
I think it's based on a
There'd be a
book.
lot
if
of-
I
we need to
remember right.
really send you back to English class.
I diary a lot.
Oh, trust me, that's not the only class that we got to send it back to.
You know what? Why don't we move on to trailers?
You want to talk about more Christmas movies?
Why don't we talk about trailers?
Let's talk about Christmas in general.
Christmas
Jonah is so bored he's on his phone right now. Cody, you got a wife, right? You guys watch? Spin the mic over. Ask him.
Can it,
Get
you reach it?
there in the mic there.
jump in here?
Reach in there.
This futon's super easy to
Yeah,
move
no,
around.
it's perfect. It's perfect. So, big Christmas movie guy with the family.
Lean in, big guy.
Yep.
Yep.
Big Christmas.
All right. So, favorite Christmas movie?
The Grinch.
Which
Like,
one?
The one Jim Carrey.
Jim
All right.
obviously.
Yeah, I
Get
like
in
it.
the mic.
Obviously.
There it is.
No, all right. That's fair.
Is that good?
No, I love it. It's fair. I love you so much.
Nate's over there turning the volume down.
Go on.
But no, the last movie I actually watched was Santa Claus, the fourth one.
Oh,
newest one.
the
Oh, you
newest
mean
one.
the
episodes.
the series? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been-
And
It's kind of sad.
is it just sad that Tim Allen is still trying?
Okay, so my wife
Is he,
thinks
though?
this is hilarious.
Well,
But
speak right in the mic. Like
sorry,
throw your
my
voice
wife
out.
thinks this is hilarious, but I've always said, like, she'll ask weird questions like, who would you want to go have dinner with? And I've always said Tim Allen, and then Tim Allen from Home Improvement and Tim Allen from Last Man Standing and my dad. And why she thinks that's so funny, I don't know. But they're different characters, right?
It seems to be the same person for you. And that's okay. No, it's okay.
That's okay.
Like, older, conservative white guy that just, is a little out of touch, and you want to meet and hug.
Yep.
That's right. No, okay.
So it's sad because in this new Santa Claus movie, he's retiring.
And so you want him to play Santa Claus forever.
Well, yeah, obviously. It's your childhood, right?
No, and honestly, you're 27. So when the Santa Claus came out, you were what? Like, I mean, honestly, that was literally 20. What, Brad, what was 20 years ago?
1994 came out.
I wasn't born yet.
Okay, so wow, that's so crazy to me. That's the narrative changes a lot based on how old you are. Honestly, that's crazy.
Yeah,
like what the Grinch was 95. That's when I was born.
No, that was 2000.
The year
the one
2000.
Jim Carrey was 2000.
was
Yeah.
2000.
Yeah. So you were 6,
5,
7. I can't do math.
4.
3, 2, 1, and trailer time. We watched 2 trailers tonight. We watched a Pixar
Trailer
movie.
time.
No.
Trailer time.
They're so good at music. Is this an Indiana thing?
Stop it.
Oh my god.
Fucking stop
This
it.
is nice.
Don't encourage them.
This is good.
This is not good.
No, it is good.
So we watched a Pixar trailer called Elemental, and it is the latest Pixar movie that's going to be coming out. Obviously, a lot of similar vibes from we watched the SNL. So Saturday Night Live had a sketch.
Wow.
You're embarrassing all of us
I'm
right
so sorry.
now.
Saturday Night Live had a sketch. Cut this all.
Nope.
I'm not editing this.
I would not edit that.
In fact, I'll probably make it sound worse. I'll probably put in like a fart sound.
Saturday Night Live had a sketch where they had like an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting where they had luggage come to life and like, this is the latest Pixar movie that I wrote. It's the luggage that comes to life. Pixar's really good at taking inanimate objects and making them animated, obviously. Now, this movie is about the elements, earth, clouds, fire, water, being people.
Wind,
Fire.
water.
You got all of that on
Heart.
the trailer?
With your powers combined.
I am Captain Planet.
I didn't get that out of the trailer.
Captain Planet, he's a hero.
He's
Gonna
gonna
take
make
pollution down to zero.
We have 1 hour. So, no, but this is a trailer about, it's clearly an elemental city. And they're representing the races. So you've got fire, water, dirt, and
Whoa.
air.
I mean, take it about race. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Anyway, you know what? This is why I don't explain the trailers. Brad, why don't you tell us what the fuck it's about? And then I'll just.
No.
I'll
You're
just
doing a
chime
great
in.
job. You're doing a great job.
I'm just going to chime
Keep
in.
going.
You know what, Brad? Try, and I'll just interrupt you like Nate fucking interrupted me. Here we go.
So Pixar's Elemental
Wow.
takes place in this place called Elemental City, and it's made up of all the different elements.
Sounds
and
made
so
up.
you have you've got fire, and you've got water, and there's clouds, and there's people that are made of dirt that have plants sprouting out.
You
from.
got that out of the
And you
trailer?
have this meet cute that happens between this
I didn't see any beef.
girl named Ember.
There's no beef in the
and you have
trailer.
a water person named Wade, and they meet, and they're gonna spark a romance.
That's not at all what I saw. That's
And there's gonna be some interesting things that happen because who knows how fire and water are gonna get along together.
Ooh,
Am I right,
it's
Nate?
Not, it's
Am I
not
right?
like water and oil.
No, it's gonna get steamy. That's right. That's right.
But here's the biggest question.
hey,
about
Brad,
this.
you did a better job than me.
Thanks.
No, here's the biggest question: is there is a Pixar film that I like that you guys don't? What is it
The Good Dinosaur.
exactly? Who was this directed by?
The guy that directed The Good
Pete
Dinosaur.
Sohn.
Yeah, that's right. The guy that directed the Good Dinosaur.
If you like
So-
The Good Dinosaur, you're wrong.
No, I just think it's okay. It's
I
fine.
won't say you're wrong.
It's not a good movie.
You like what you want to like,
I think it's fine. I
but
think it's fine.
but
There
it's-
was
it's-
nothing wrong with it.
but it's not that great of a movie.
There's nothing wrong with it. But there was nothing about animation looks beautiful. Let me get this out
There's
of the way.
other
Animation
Animation.
looks beautiful.
We go back.
Walt Disney.
The year was
beautiful,
1929.
wonderful.
1971. Disneyland was just becoming a thing.
Ben, you brought up the sketch from SNL, and
The
you're
skit.
absolutely right. It does have that kind of, it has that vibe to it.
It's a little
for
bit
me.
like, okay, they're coming up with another inanimate object that they're gonna make.
He's fire.
Yeah.
She's water.
I know.
He's goofy.
right.
She's feisty.
What?
she's fired. He's
Oh,
Well, whatever.
geez Louise.
I remember this when it was called.
They're learning how to fall in love in a crazy world.
But inside out
it's the same difference. It's their emotions.
Well,
or
of course,
their,
that's the whole thing. There's a meme that made its way around that it's what if toys had feelings? What if bugs had feelings? What if cars had feelings?
Right.
What if your feelings had feelings?
Right.
Yeah, that's what Pixar does. Is they bring personalities to things that you wouldn't otherwise give personalities to.
Like, come on.
But
Start
much like the MCU,
evolving.
are we eventually
Evolving.
getting to the point where we've seen this before?
Yep.
But that's the thing, though, is like they take something that is familiar, but they figure out a way to tell a good story that still connects with you on an emotional level. And
So this is just Zootopia with the like water and
kind of, except I mean I don't know. For my money, like
Zootopia
Zootopia,
is Disney,
Zootopia doesn't
obviously.
shake a stick at the best Pixar movies. Like Zootopia is pretty good.
I like Zootopia.
I like Zootopia too, but I don't think it's anywhere near as good as like Pixar's best.
but you're
movie.
always-
Wait. Is Zootopia better than Good Dinosaur?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay then.
But you also said that
I've taken stinky shits that are better than a Good Dinosaur, Nate.
you also were the one that said you would not watch Secret Life of Pets 2 unless Louis C.K. came back as the voice of the dog. So
Coming from the guy that assigned me a Mel Gibson movie this week, I don't think it was me that said that.
Here's
Moving on.
Another interesting fact about this: it's the only Pixar film released in 2023. So there's usually two, I think, that releases in each year.
When did this one come out?
June 16, 2023.
Okay.
So it's still a while. I'm
know,
anxious
you go-
to see what
like
an
Brad-
actual trailer is going to look like. This is kind of just a preview.
Yeah, it's
trailer.
just a teaser. Yeah.
Did you see something that?
So we didn't really get to see much more than this because at
At
D23,
D23,
what they showed us was they showed us more, but it wasn't complete footage because they're still working on
still
it. So,
something similar, kind
yeah,
of.
so like they kind of gave us more of an idea of like what the city was like and had more dialogue stuff like that. But like we saw storyboards and like unfinished animatics and stuff like that. So
the trailer itself only gives you a glimpse into the world.
Yeah.
That's all they're showing
So-
you is the world they're creating.
from somebody that does not go to the theater to watch films, Corey, but you have kids. Do you guys watch the Pixar movies when they come out
You better.
on
You got
DVD
kids.
or whatever?
Yeah, for sure. We watch them when they get to Netflix. I don't do the DVD thing, but
Because nobody does DVD except.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Like when they come out
Ben.
for rental or for streaming.
it's good to
you
own
do-
the physical media.
So
you
do
own the rights to digital
whatever.
movies.
So do you watch, like, have the kids seen like Inside Out? Have they seen the Pixar stuff that comes out?
yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And of course, Toy Stories and all that stuff. Now, because you have the kids, have you gone backwards and said like, here's the first Toy Story. It's good. You should watch this. Or no. So just the new stuff that's come out.
Mostly, yeah. It's like we watch a lot of the old animated stuff. So, but it's
Like
not like
like
I'm
Beauty and
being
the Beast or like-
nostalgic about it.
Like the
Like
Disney
Steamboat Willie.
stuff. Like, but honestly, like
Song of the
like,
South.
like original
Whoa.
like Little Mermaid or like Beauty and the like the real
Not
old-
that far back. No, so you'd have to ask my wife for most of it. 'cause
Real quick,
she likes watching the movies.
Do
with the boys.
you do what I do and you just watch whatever your kids put on there, right? Pretty much,
yeah. Like
that's what I do.
You walk in
I
and they're
love-
watching something.
I-
You sit down.
What I love about kids movies is that they actually make them entertaining for adults now.
Yep.
Like they've put humor in there that the kids don't understand, and I love it. So it's
They are
been
getting
happening
better.
for
They're
a
getting
while.
much
It's
better,
gotten
yeah.
a lot better.
So I'm going to give you, I know you don't watch a lot of movies, but I will give you, after this podcast, I will give you a list of kids movies that are absolutely made for kids and adults that are the good ones. Like, have you seen, for example, Mitchell's versus the Machines?
I'm sure
No.
he has. It's on Netflix.
No, but
I haven't seen that one.
Okay.
but
I
no,
don't
it's
think.
honestly like that's the kind of thing. Like you just said what
Maybe.
you wanted, and that checks all those boxes, right? Where it's a great movie for adults, but the kids love it too.
I think most of Pixar is great for adults.
Honestly, well,
you know,
Pixar's really good at it. Other
Yeah.
things
Disney
are
as
not.
well. I've enjoyed all of Disney films. I mean, like, mostly anyway.
Yeah.
What's an example of something that does not do well, like for adults, but the kids love it?
The Shining.
I don't know
Kids
because I
do
feel
love
like
The Shining.
I feel like the marketing model now, the economic model of cartoons has to be okay, so like Paw Patrol, the film that they released.
Yeah.
That wasn't clearly for adults. That was just for the kids. But most cartoon films that they're releasing,
They're trying at least.
Yeah, I mean, I think an adult could enjoy most of them. Yeah, other than very few,
Well,
Super Mario Brothers. Maybe.
yeah. Speaking of movies that maybe the adults won't enjoy, Super Mario Brothers with starring Chris Pratt as Mario
It's actually Super Mario Bros.
It's actually the Super Mario Brothers movie.
with an S,
Bros. movie.
not brother, but brothers.
Bros.
Wow. So the expanded trailer just dropped today as we're recording this, and Brad was like, "Hey, by the way, scrap everything. We're going to talk about this." Brad, why don't you explain a little bit more about what this expanded trailer means for the movie?
So animation.
The gift of animation.
No, so we talked about the teaser trailer when it came out because there's been all this hubbub about Chris Pratt voicing Super Mario, and
we've maybe had a joke or two about it here.
Yeah, as well you should. And so this trailer now gives us an idea of like how it's going to like dig into the world of Super Mario, Nintendo at large. And I don't have a problem conceptually, and I don't have a problem with the animation. I think the animation looks amazing.
It seems like there's a lot of Easter eggs in there too, right? Of all of the different Mario worlds.
Well, that's what's cool is it feels like it's figured out a way to tie in Super Mario Brothers and also bring in a Smash Brothers element, a little bit of Mario Kart. You've got Luigi in there, obviously, but honestly, Chris Pratt,
oh my god,
really takes me out of it. Like I don't like his voice.
Hi, I'm Chris Pratt. I'm Mario.
I'll say this too. Maybe I'm the only one. I didn't like Charlie Day as Luigi either.
I didn't mind him. I didn't think he was spectacular, but I thought his voice fit Luigi's look better than Chris Pratt's. I wanted a lower voice
Luigi. I want a lower voice.
Luigi's always had a higher voice than Mario.
I want a lower voice Luigi.
Hi, I'm Luigi.
There you go.
This is my brother Mario.
It's me, Luigi.
No, I honestly didn't like Luigi's voice either. I didn't like Mario or Luigi.
Who was the actor that voiced Big Pussy in The Sopranos? Is that who you wanted?
I'm like that's
is that who you wanted for
Mario?
Luigi? Is that who you wanted?
Ben, what kind of kids movies are you watching?
Hey, it's me, Big Pussy. I'm Luigi or whatever.
Luigi or whatever.
Yeah.
Anya Taylor-Joy does Princess Peach, right?
Yeah. Who I thought sounded kind of like Bryce Dallas Howard. Weirdly enough.
I did too. That was exactly. I'm like, this doesn't sound like her at all.
So it's I don't know. It looks interesting. I'm obviously going to see it because it's a big animated movie and I can't ignore it.
It's
but
just such a big miscast with Chris Pratt.
It's just weird.
Cast as a voice actor for Mario. He's not Italian.
Let me defend Chris Pratt in this. I think he does great in the Lego Movie. I think his voice acting
he does great voicing an excited boyish version of himself.
This isn't what I want to say though. Is I do get like there's a lot of anti-Chris Pratt hate about certain things. Chris Pratt does Chris Pratt well. He does not do Mario well.
No,
right?
of course not.
So Chris Pratt's trying to do Chris Pratt doing Mario.
It's so weird.
And it's not good.
It's just such a weird thing.
No.
Yeah. Just no me gusta. Chris Pratt.
I as well will see it. I think the film enters into a world that's exciting. It should be.
Did you
fun.
notice that when he does the woohoo, that sounds like Mario? That's because it's
is it the actual voice actor?
It's Charles Minaret who is doing the signature woohoo and that kind of thing.
So honestly, like when that happened, okay, I'm so happy you told me this because when I was almost going to bring that part up, be like, oh well, actually he did nail the woohoo.
Because then if you go and you listen to the let's go, it's just like
it's no again. But I was like, well, maybe they just got the wrong take.
It's like if you told your dad to do a Mario impression.
Yeah, woohoo.
Yeah.
Hey,
let's go.
Hey, next podcast, can we invite Tim Conowitz on the show
to do Mario the whole time?
I'm going to give him lines, and I want him to do them in the Mario voice.
And is it going to be like, Nate, you're my son, and I love you?
Dark,
I guess.
Dark. I will say I liked Jack Black's voice as Bowser a little more.
He's the best thing about this so far for me. Yep,
he fits.
And you know why? Honestly, for me, I forgot that it was Jack Black. It sounds enough like not like him. Mm-hmm. It sounds like a character.
Yeah.
Whereas everybody else, I'm like,
I'm guessing I won't like Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong either.
That's true.
I'm guessing that.
That's Butthead.
Well, it's also Seth Rogen, so.
And Fred Armisen does Cranky Kong.
Yeah,
that could be funny.
Ay, Dios mío. That's what he did in Saturday Night.
So
anyway,
I think there's a lot of interesting, again, not just Chris Pratt. There's a lot of interesting choices for voicing in this, and it could really take you out of the film.
It's gonna be weird.
I'm gonna see it.
I'll see it. It'll be weird.
Yeah.
It'll be.
Let's go
to
the theater
to see the Mario Brothers.
When does it come out, Nate?
It comes out April 7th, 2023.
That's next year.
In the year of our Lord.
The year of our Lord, 2023.
So Ben made me watch these trailers that you guys are talking about.
Made me.
So like I sit down and he's like, sit in the chair. You right now. You have to watch this trailer.
He's very kind.
And I'm like, okay. So, but he doesn't say why. He doesn't say what the reason is. He's like, watch it. Give me your take on it. Like, what would your kids think? And like, so you're going back and forth about who, like, oh, this character, it's terrible. Like, I'm sitting here thinking, like, would my kids watch this? The whole time, I'm like,
Do you think that they're
would
going
my
to
kids-
enjoy
often
Super Mario
actually-
Brothers?
I think my kids would love both of those
I
movies.
agree.
Of course they will.
My kids will not care that Chris Pratt is
Yeah,
the voice.
they're not gonna
They
care
will
about
not
the
care.
character.
No.
No, of course not.
So, and
I usually watch it with the same kind of view as that I'm going to watch this with my kids and I'll probably like it. You know?
yeah.
Or they'll like it, so I'll like it. You know?
I'm guessing there's humor in there that'll come out like that's every movie right now. So I don't know. I did not get the same takeaway as you guys on this.
No, like the idea here is that again, this is a good take for you.
Don't tell me how to do my job.
you are
Gutters. Okay. So don't tell me how to do my job.
You don't watch a lot of movies, therefore your take on things are like, well, of course you're in it for a specific reason. Will my kids like this and shut the hell up for an hour and watch this film? But no,
That's how you set me up for failure.
Well, no,
Thanks, Ben Conway.
I wanted you to pay
Jesus.
attention, and I knew that if I just said like, "Hey, we're gonna watch this," and not say anything about it, then you'd be on your phone the entire time because
think-
it's just a stupid.
I
trailer.
was only on my phone twice. Okay.
You were actually. I looked over and you were like staring at your phone instead of the trailer. I was like,
I was
"Well, this-
responding to
I
something.
think it though goes to the broader conversation of what are films for, right? Because there are just films that you release for families, and they're just good family. I mean, as silly as that sound, as trite as that sound, you could take your kids there, they like it.
So
You don't mind watching it.
So the eternal debate,
Win-win.
the eternal debate, and honestly, Cory, you really did bring this up. The eternal debate is, when you make a movie for kids, should you make it good? And honestly, that is the debate because it doesn't matter. Kids like flashy noises and bright colors, and they don't give a shit about like,
They're
oh
not
wow,
dumb.
No,
I don't agree.
they're pretty dumb. It's
No,
like
I don't
no, they
agree.
are.
My kids will watch they watch the Noel diaries with me. So they're intrigued by things and they learn a lot. So
The nuance of
disagree.
it though, of being like, this movie is made for the critics or made for the audiences. We do that, right? Well, yeah. Minions is hilarious and awesome and perfect, and my kids love it. And you're like, well, there's not a lot of substance there. It wasn't very funny. There wasn't a lot of meta humor. It was fine.
I thought Minions is hilarious.
I will say what I did hear about the recent Minions movie is that it actually was pretty decent.
It was funny. I loved it, but
I'm not just saying that to be contrarian because I was surprised too. But apparently it has like echoes of like 1970s kind of movies
It
with
very
like
much
kung
does.
fu flares
Yeah,
and like that
absolutely.
kind of
Very
thing.
much does.
And I said the same thing about Open Season, and I just don't believe that they just got the same kind of traction that the Minions got.
Interesting.
Yeah, Over the Hedge and Open Season, two of my favorite films.
Are you kidding me?
No, I am
Favorite
kidding you.
films?
They're bad films.
My God.
I will say though, most of the films.
But what are you in
releasing
it
now,
for?
Cartoons aren't over the hedge or those.
I'm in
They're
it-
a lot better. Actually.
I'm in it for it needs to be a good movie overall, no matter what the market is. So the idea that you can just have a talking donkey or a talking
But-
elk, and it'd be you're like, oh, it's set in fart juice.
But what
And it's
what
like
is
that's fine,
Yeah,
right?
some of those movies are really dumb. I agree.
But
like,
good is subjective.
shouldn't you
though,
enjoy?
right?
Shouldn't you enjoy it as an adult, even though it's not made for you specifically? Shouldn't you find the humor? And as you pointed out, there are now inside jokes that the kids don't get, and they still like the characters and they're funny and whatever. You can do both, and so when they don't do both, it's upsetting. I want them to do both always.
Yeah. No, I think a kid's movie can still be well written, enjoyable to sit down and watch. And like to your point, the movies that have like no context whatsoever, it's funny noises, farting, flashing lights. Those are dumb. I don't let my kids watch those.
Fair enough.
But yeah,
So
he watched Predator.
Jonah just chimed in. He literally let his 6-year-old watch Predator, and it's the proudest I've ever been of you. We brought up that he didn't know that my favorite movie was Predator, and he brought oh yeah, we just watched that the other night. And my kid loved it. Yes,
I mean, more people should, I think.
more people should watch Predator.
Didn't you just say kids were dumb and couldn't watch movies?
No,
He did. I heard it.
I think that exact words.
Kids are dumb. You
I
said.
didn't.
Kids
say
are
kids
dumb.
dumb.
I think
I said you're dumb.
is that might be it. I might have misheard you.
All right,
I have huge ears. I hear you very well. Okay.
Hey, I do want to know if anybody's still listening to this right now. Give us a recommendation of Christmas movies that aren't necessarily popular. That are a little bit like I gave you. A film
Yeah,
that,
millions.
that aren't maybe the typical Christmas films. Put it in the comments of this because I would like to watch some that I haven't seen.
Nate
And
has
so-
seen everything.
I feel like that's
by
going to
the
be impossible.
way. Yeah,
Nate.
you've seen every Christmas.
Well, no,
movie.
I mean, I'm not talking about just Hallmark movies, but like if there's a really good Christmas movie, I can't wait to give you your next one. It's going to be great. You're going to love it.
I mean, you can say it, even though we don't do this normally.
No, it's a surprise. I wanted.
Yeah, we talk about him when we talk about him.
You guys are the worst.
I'm sorry, he's right though. I mean, it's not like I'm not agreeing with him just because you're wrong.
But you are though. But you are though. Also,
You're the worst. You're the worst people.
all right.
All right, guys. Well, honestly, Cory, thanks for flying all the way from Brainerd, Minnesota to O'Hare, renting a car, coming to the port just to be on the podcast and bringing two really fun Peanut Gallery members. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on this awesome movie podcast that I know nothing about. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, if
Welcome
you like
for
this,
filling that role for me too.
if you like this podcast, please give us 5 stars on the old Apple Podcast or Stitcher or Spotify or Anchor, wherever you listen to it. Tell your friends about it. Be sure to check out our Facebook page, our Twitter, which even though it's probably going to be dying soon.
Why would it be dying? I freaking post there all the time.
No,
I just got on
it's
Twitter.
not your fault, buddy. It's not your
Elon
fault.
Musk is killing it.
What?
Slowly. Sorry.
Slowly, it's dying. But yeah, so just
Am I old?
make sure you.
wait, hold on, wait. Cory's like,
Just got on Twitter.
I just joined
your
Twitter.
timing is impeccable.
And you're
sir.
telling me it's going away?
Epic.
And
I finished Twitter.
podcast also on YouTube. So make sure you just tell your friends listen to it. And if you like what you hear, make sure you let
Smash
us know.
that subscribe button on the
Smash it.
YouTube. You know, I'm pointing up.
On the
Smash
line.
that, or is it down?
Down.
I
It doesn't matter. Guys, Cory, honestly, thank you so much for agreeing to be on the show. I literally begged you to be on, and I'm so happy you did it. Thank you very much.
Oh, it was
Nate,
fun.
always good to see you, buddy.
Love you, buddy.
Love you. Brad, you were here too.
Hey,
Jonah,
buddy.
Cody,
Love you, buddy.
Bailey,
I
thank
love
you
you
for
too,
being
man.
Peanut Gallery. Appreciate you guys. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Nah, cheating, eh?